Well, hello, hello. Let's give it just a second. Hope you guys can see and hear me. Good morning, Verna. Good morning, Mr. Landfill. Good to see you guys. Anyone else that's joining or watches in the replay. So again, my name's Matt, if you don't know, here at the Grafton Branch Homestead. And sorry I wasn't on my live stream last night. Had some things come up, but we are here this morning for a short one. It's going to kind of be a little bit of a walkthrough of the garden and outside and what we got going on. And we'll have Farmer Casey join us here in a bit. Good morning, Renegade. Good to see you guys. So yeah, basically I'm just going to kind of show. I've been most of you probably extremely busy, especially this time of year, getting some things going. Solo's going to be noisy because he knows I'm starting live stream. So let me pick up my camera real quick here, and I'm going to flip it around. Oops. All right, let's put that on the back. There we go. I think we're good. Okay. So I'm here in the greenhouse right now. Take this off real quick. And this is what we got going on. So I still have a whole bunch of plants in here. We're getting a bunch outside. Done a couple things in here. And so under this box here, just because it's hot, I have my little portable power bank. I don't know what it is. It's a battery. It's got a solar charge controller in there. On the back, it has a couple ports. And so it's my plug and play battery bank, I guess. I don't know. I like to move it around. And so I have some wires here, and I've kind of wired in a simple little solar system for the light. And so let's turn the switch on. I have a little light in here. I'm going to put a bigger system. It's not quite big enough yet to run this fan. I could use one of my portable solar things, but these plants are moving out. So I have power in here right now, which I don't like to do, but running this fan. And so that's what's going on there, just because it is getting very hot in here. There's some work I need to do. I need to come and put some screen along the bottom so I can pull that up. And then the fans are going to go up top. That one facing out, and then one over here facing down. That'll be on my 12-volt system. Anyways, getting off track. Rabbit trailing a little bit there. Hello, everyone that's popping in. So basically just kind of want to show. Got a lot of plants in here. We've been hardening them. They're ready to go outside. Some look droopy. Some of that's from the hardening, but these ones in particular, it's because they're cucumbers. And so with my plants this year, I did several things. I did want to mention cucumbers and some of these other ones I'll talk about really do best direct sow. You can transplant them like this, but they have a sensitive root structure, and so they don't do too well like this. I have done it in these little pots. So these things can just be all buried, and I don't have to mess with the roots. The problem with this, though, is when I go ahead and plant these right next to the seeds I've already direct sowed, these are probably going to, more than likely, are going to stall out in their growth while they get resituated, and won't have much of an advantage over the direct sow ones. So you may ask, well, why did I do this? Good morning, Tracy. Good to see you. I decided to do it anyways, and that is because I am having a problem this year. Every year you face one or a couple problems, I think, with gardening that are more than others. Sometimes it's the heat or bugs. I'll explain what mine is in a bit here. But I decided to do pretty much everything from start inside, or planted them inside and have them like this. And then we're also planting seeds as well. And so I'll talk about that a little bit as we go through the garden. None of my tomatoes have gone out yet. That should have been done today. It'll be done this week. I got some loofahs, all kinds of peppers and tomatoes and things still in here. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and take the camera though, and we'll take a stroll out through the yard, and I'll show you a little bit of the going on there before we have some guests join us. So let me go ahead and come out of here. Solo's out here waiting for me, and I'm going to prop this door open actually. Okay. So first, I'm going to come around here, and we have had our baby chickens, if you've been watching inside, and I've gotten absolutely sick of them being inside. And so they're outside now. And so this here is a temporary coop I built. I'm not finished building the Silkie chicken coop. It's going to take me another 2 weeks or so. So they are in a temporary one right now. My goal with this was to build it all from just stuff I have on hand. I didn't want to buy anything. And so that's why you're going to see, and actually let me walk around this other side. It needs to be safe and secure to keep them from cats and predators. Let me step over here 1 moment. And then to keep them out of weather and the heat and all. And so I decided to use a lot of what I had on hand, and that's a lot of sandbags. So we made one wall with sandbags, and then I kind of just sandwiched their thing in between here. And then I can get to our eggs right back there. So, trying to get an egg? He's trying to get an egg. But let me show those, because I have the babies out right now. Now, with integrating chickens into a flock, it can be tricky, especially with Nikki, I found here, because she was kicked out of her flock for being mean. And so that's what we're doing. So there's Nikki there. And she hasn't been the friendliest to the babies, so they are still in their cage, where she can't get to them, but they can be acquainted. So that's where they're hanging out. They'll come inside today when I go to work here in a few. Yeah, sandbags have a ton of uses. So first of all, I have to apologize because I've shot a ton of video. I just haven't edited or put anything out. And I did a bunker chat one on sandbags, so I'll release that sometime. But they're cheap. They have a million uses. It's something I think everyone, if you have a home, even just should have on hand, outside of prepper type stuff. Okay, cool. So here are the Silkies in my little makeshift coop. And I'll just put that in front. Also have the camera up there so I can look straight down. It pivots and turns. By the way, I'll put a link, but these cameras are $30 on Amazon, and they work excellent. They're better than the Blinks or any of the other ones I have. And you can spin them around on my phone, and I can look and face and turn the light on and all kinds of cool stuff. All right. So let's some dog poop. We'll walk around here. I'm going to point out this tree. This is a river birch, and it is here where the flow from the water off the roof comes. I bought this 2 years ago, and it was about that tall, and it is beautiful. I just love this tree. And it is getting hot out here. I think New Mexico, it got up to about 80 degrees yesterday, so we don't have a lot of that cooler weather period for those crops. And it's starting to heat up out here already, and I'm getting a little parched. So I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to stop in at my favorite store. We actually got our very own convenience store kind of here on the urban homestead. It's Casey's Cafe. So we're going to go ahead and stop in real quick, and we'll just give a little knock here. So this has been great while me and my wife have been out here. Hey, bud. I've been out here planting and doing a lot of garden work. We've been able just to stop in at the Casey Cafe and grab some refreshments. So that's been awesome. Hey, bud, how are you today? You want to say hi to everyone?
Hi. Do you want to know our special?
Okay, sure. What's your special?
Our special is a breakfast buffet.
A breakfast buffet. And it says everything's one cap. So does that mean one cap for? Oh, wow, you do have buffet. All right, well, I'll take some buffet. And I'm going to take a water, please. Oh, boy, buddy. Well, I'll have a little bite. I'll take a water, though, too, because I'm a little parched here.
Here's your plate.
Thank you very much. Okay, and see, he has a menu. So yesterday I got a root beer and something else. I don't know. But thank you very much. And how much do I owe you? Buffet is a bottle cap? It does say everything's one. So I got two Nuka caps here, 2 bottle caps. Does that work? All right, there you go. Thank you very much, buddy. I got the family discount. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little bit, and then I'm gonna go on the tour. I got some oranges. Would you put a little bit on there for me? Thank you. That's excellent. And we'll try a little bit of everything, then we're gonna move on. Are these chicken eggs or quail eggs today?
Chicken eggs.
Chicken eggs, okay. Fresh from the farm. I don't think we bought eggs in I don't know how long.
That 1 week where we had to buy them.
There was, yeah, they stopped laying, huh? Okay, let me get a little water and I'll move on. Can you take that lid for me? Yeah, Casey Cafe has been a blessing here while we've been out working in the yard. He helps us, and then he'll come in here when he can tell we're getting parched there, right? Thank you. We're going to be doing projects in here. I think the solar one's the first one, right? So hopefully we'll start that as soon as summer comes here. All right, I'm going to run off. You want to say goodbye to everyone?
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, buddy. All right, so we'll just show around a little bit. Here we have a box where I do Jerusalem artichokes, and also there's a couple potatoes in there as well. So this one, it's kind of low. With the potatoes and things like that, you want to plant them kind of deep down in here, keep the soil low. When the plant grows up, or put more soil and basically cover it. And ideally you want to do that 2 or 3 times to get tubulars all throughout. This will give us a little bit, not a super high yield. Got a rainwater catchment we've been getting going. Hey, I always want to point out, keeping extra water on hand, not just for you, but also for plants and animals, because if there was something happen, I wouldn't want anything to die. Now, this isn't a lot. We're actually missing 2 stacks that are part of Casey Cafe right now. But this provides water. Actually, this one here is for the dogs. And so that's what I will use that for. And then this is for ornamental plants because it does come off of our roof that has shingles. Cool. So moving over here, a couple plants. This is where we have our white yarrow. This grows. So I start collecting this right now. This can also be used as a poultice and in wounds to stop bleeding and to help heal and things like that. Just have some lilies here. This one here is lamb's ear. Really soft. This can be used as the Band-Aid itself if you like, or many other uses. The 3 trees you're going to see here are hibiscus trees. This is one of Farmer Casey's favorite. We use it in a lot of our teas. Oh, actually, you know what? I got to ask something. I almost forgot. But we use it in a lot of our teas, medicinal things, all kinds of purposes. So these are starting to come. But let's head over here to Casey Cafe again, because I got to ask a question. I'm back. I forgot to ask you a question. Would it be possible to get a calming blend of Farmer Casey's tea?
No, we are sold out until summer. Oh, because our earth hasn't grown.
Sold out till summer and fall. We're planning those right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, bud. All right. So we're coming around here, the yard. And starting on our outside. Now this area I'm going to show, it is a mess. I've been cleaning it up, but this is going to be physical fitness Keith's area, actually. And so we're going to put in some grass, some concrete, a little shed, and we're going to end up building and hopefully showing on camera. I do know the little video we did of the punching bag stand has like 40,000 views, and I didn't show that quite enough. So the other ones we will. But we're going to put in a little bench and then also a pull-up bar and a little pad for his weights. And so he can do things over here this year. Let's see, we got some mints here. I think this is sweet mint. So this is coming back in. We got thyme and thyme. I don't remember which 2 these are. You're going to get a whole lot of me not remembering. This is where my toothache plant comes. I've gotten questions on how to plant the toothache plant, and we'll be selling these seeds again come fall because we did sell out. But the toothache plant or the buzz button plant, to plant it is really easy. You don't need a big pot like this. They can grow on a lot shallower area, but this is where I grow mine. You want it to drain fairly well and also to stay kind of moist, but they grow a lot like a chamomile or something like that. And so they really need that sun almost. And so you throw the seeds down on top and maybe a little bit of cover over it, so just a little bit, and those will grow right away. One of the problems I'm going to have, you're going to see right now, and so I'll go ahead and address it. If you'll look closely, there's little wild birds dive bombing my garden everywhere. So this year, one of our biggest issues we're battling is the birds. I absolutely love watching them. They live in the big tree up there. They're beautiful and fun, but they are stealing all the seeds and all the little baby pear or peaches you can see, maybe. Let's see. Off the tree, and they're pulling up any little seeds and new starts that we put in the ground. So doing a couple things to combat that. I am putting up bird net kind of everywhere to keep them out. So that's halfway through here. But we're getting the bird net going. You may see up there, there's a fake owl on our urban homestead. Hey, Tuber Chat, good to see you. And hey, Aaron, welcome everyone that's just joining. So we're just kind of doing a little stroll through the urban homestead here at the Grafton Branch homestead and some of our going-ons this morning. So anyways, we're battling the birds. The fake owl, the fake scarecrows don't work. So we're putting up bird netting this year. All right, let me back up a little bit. And that's that problem. We're going to come out of here and go along the outside because this is where a lot of the medicinal herbs as well as herbs for teas and things get planted. So in here is going to be some, I don't think we planted this one yet, but there's going to be some flowers in here, maybe nasturtiums. Here is purple yarrow and another white yarrow. So we are thinning this out and collecting the leaves and drying them right now, and the flowers when they come. That's something very special right there that most people think is just a weed, but we are leaving that because that does a lot. This box here still needs to be cleaned up and replanted. Those are just came from pallets. I actually cut the ends off pallets. A lot of my yard is reclaimed stuff or things I've used, but all throughout here we're doing some crimson clover and chicken forage cover this year. For multiple reasons, but you'll see that all throughout. This peach tree I'm going to back up, and if you've been watching me for a while, I've talked about it all the time, but you got to hear it again. If not, here's my story. So this peach tree here, when we first started here on the urban homestead, I had a peach from the in-laws that they gave us, that they grew, and it was absolutely delicious, and I ate it, and it was over there at the Casey Cafe. I was standing right over there, and I ate it, and threw the pit in the ground over there, kicked some dirt over it, and it came back a couple months later and it had sprouted up, and we moved it around a few times, but that's that tree now, so really cool. All right, over here, my wife planted, now I have to remember, I think echinacea and something else. She's in here, she'll tell me maybe. Grandpa Paul says everything looks amazing. Oh, very cool. Hey, Grandpa there. Hey, Dad, and Grandpa for Casey. But so I think that's what's growing in there. This one here is lemon balm, and we just let this reseed itself. So this is kind of an experiment to see if that's going to go well. Lemon balm is one I love. Even the dry plant smells wonderful. All right, in here she planted something. Let me think. It's another one of my herbs. I'm not sure. All right, we might have to come back to that one. This is one of the few plants we have that were from our fall crop, our winter crop, overwinter crop. Some of those plants are going to be things like your garlic, your onions, different ones like that. And these are also really good pest repellent and whatnot, but these are going to be your earlier harvesters. We didn't do a ton last year and I actually didn't get my garlic in. So the garlic that we had from the previous season is almost out. And I don't have it. I didn't get it in fall for various reasons. So we don't have it now. And so that's consequence of not getting the jump on that. But we will have a few onions. These will pull and they will go elsewhere. So those want some love. Calendula, nasturtium, and echinacea. All right. Over here is my chamomile bed. We do a lot of chamomile, so that will be all throughout here. There's a little bit popping up. And that's done as well. You just kind of sprinkle the seeds on the top, and I hope the birds don't steal them. Right, we're right over here, so I'm going to come in, and I am showing off kind of the whole little urban homestead. Very small, but you get the tour, mess and all. This area here has just kind of been a mess. These are old hutches I built for the quail. I'm actually in the process of tearing those down and reusing the parts for all kinds of things. This area is going to be the new silky coop that I'm building. It's in the shed right now and run. And so that will all be out here. Right here's station. This is sand bath station for the quail. So I can just come and pop them in here, give them a nice bath. All right. Over here is compost. This is this year's or newer compost. Real nitrogen heavy because it's where all the poo goes. And this was last year's, although some stuff got dumped on it. But little birds are in there stealing stuff. Anyhow, this one's the one that's been going into the garden. It's a year old. quail shack. We'll check that out in a moment. Over here is my other set of baby chickens. So these are the brown leghorns, and I have 4. And so this is where Nikki had been, but I ended up moving her out. This is behind the quail shack. It's got its watering system. This year will be pumped into the quail shack. Just have some things set up and get on. Oh. And I have their water and feed hanging. I see a lot of people do this. It's the first year I'm doing it, or first time I've tried it. Love it. Keeps it way cleaner. Do that. So let me just unhook this. I have this to give them a little more privacy. And then, as you can notice, this is open. Well, it's blocked, but they can see through to the other chickens there. That's on purpose. That's so they can start kind of getting familiar with these ones being around as I start to introduce them and integrate my flocks. And so they're scared. It was their first night out here. They're hanging out. All right, we'll shut that up and let them. Hey, Betty. We'll let them have their piece. I think this is locked. All right, we'll go the other way. Mr. Supervisor, oh, we got 10 of y'all in here. Welcome, everyone I haven't said hi to. Just kind of joining me for the first of the year Urban Homestead Tour. The quail shack is a mess. So I have a lot going on in here. The solar system's been working great. Outside, I use the flooded batteries. They do a little better in the weather. I do have a little insulation. And we are in New Mexico, so it's not a huge problem. Whereas I use lithium ion in the lithium inside. A lot of timers. This is how I like to run my things. There's lights and all. They have lights that run all the time. Then they have red ones that come on at night. The little babies, last night at least, they kind of spent the night out there. So well, they spent it in here, but I brought them into the cage just through the door, and then I let them back out. Everyone's kind of mad because I need to come gather eggs and clean up and do all that before I go to work. So this stream will not be too much longer, but we have a lot to talk about. And I'm sorry I'm not in the comments too much today. I'm going to do another live because I will not be live. Well, it might be live Saturday. I don't know. We'll get to that. I'm planning on doing a bonus live since I missed some. Solo out. Life has just been busy. Sure is for a lot of people. All right, there we go. And so let's go ahead and stroll around here. This box is where I had elderberry and catnip, and they did not do well. Those two need a lot of water, and we just don't have enough here. It's too arid. So nothing's in here yet. My wife has plans for that, so I won't talk about that. Kitchen scrap compost. That's for the not quite as nitrogen high compost. Here is the front of my chicken coop. This is how we gather chicken eggs. This is an amazing way to do it. I don't have to go in the chicken coop. And actually, let me point out a few things. I like to minimize how much I actually have to go in there because I am busy and running around a lot. If I'm not dressed to go in there and be dirty, I like to still be able to feed, water them, care for them without, really getting dirty. So one of the things I have that now winter's over, I'll be utilizing. They do have their own water pump in here that keeps water going, but I like to keep it in about 3 different areas. So here is a thing I can use to put water in. They have their feeder there that feeds kind of constantly. And then here is where their nesting boxes. So gathering eggs is extremely easy. And they're in there laying. Okay, coming around. Gates on any type of homestead, no matter how big, is extremely useful. Blocking off or sectioning off areas helps you control animals and plants, things like that. All right. Some of them are molting, so they look kind of bad. Okay. So part of why I did this so tall is, I've been asked several times, yes, is one, I want to walk in it without having to duck. Also, the birds can get up and get some height. The other reason is some of the plants we're planting here, so I need to finish this half wall off, and I blocked it so the chickens can't get back there. But These are going to grow up top and then provide shade for the chickens, but I don't want them eating it all off because it's still for us as well. So I got loofahs here. We got some cucumbers that are going in, more loofah, this is a snake gourd. This is borage. That's a medicinal one, and as well as insect control. So all these are going to grow up and over, provide shade, and then hang fruit the chickens can't get to, but I can get. Right over here is Concord grapes. Every year we get like 10 pounds of grapes off here, starting to come back to life. And so we got a couple tiers. I'm actually going to put one more wire on this year. Right here, because this is the wettest area of the yard and gets quite a bit of shade because of the plumbing, is butterfly pea plant. So that needs a well-drained soil, so it's very sandy, but it needs to be pretty wet all the time. And that's the flowers that when you put in tea, turn it blue. And then if you add acid like lemon juice, turn it purple. And so we're going to do that. Some things have been planted in here, some have not. So this year my wife is going to try and do some vertical planting. And so what we have in here is cucumbers, watermelon. I think we may have put one other in here. But we're going to trellis those up and over this year. So I still need to put some, I'll put some metal grating up top. But anyways, and then down. Over here she's going to plant something else, I'm not quite sure. Back here we got Jerusalem artichokes. There's sunflowers, mammoth sunflowers all along the wall. And I have potatoes. I haven't gotten those in yet. I have them growing. I am late on those. But over here gets quite a bit of shade, so I'm hoping it'll do fine. So we're going to put those in here. And then a lot of, I think, pumpkin will go back through here. And some things like that. So that's back in here. I'm moving around kind of quickly. I apologize, but I got a lot to do today before I get to work. Yeah, so the ones Casey really nibbles is this other one. Let me head over to the main garden now. And then I'm going to point out real quick, well, there's my owl that doesn't work. You may not notice, which is the goal, but I'm going to point out here anyways, not all locations, but some. There are cameras all throughout here that are on Wi-Fi that goes down when power goes down. So CCTV is also a way to go, a little tip. Also, these solar-powered security lights are awesome, absolutely amazing. So right now, the only thing running on house power is that fan in the shed in the yard. I didn't like doing that. My goal out here is everything on solar. So Chicken Coop has its own, or the Quail Shack has its own solar system that I showed you. The Chicken Coop has its own solar system that controls outside lights, inside lights, all that right here. It also has well, let's step in because I do want to show this. Some of y'all are getting a little more technical stuff here. I like the Chicken Coop as automated as possible. That is because if I leave, if I'm not here, I'm real busy, whatever, that happens very often. I never want them to go without. So this used to be where I grew corn. I went ahead and left the irrigation in here, and I need to fix it. You can see it's just cut off. But this year, that's going to go into that little drip there, into a water dish. So they'll get water there when my drip system comes on. That's one of their first sources of water. They also have their rain catchment system back here. And because we're in New Mexico, it doesn't really rain enough to keep it full. And so this year, I'm going to run part of that drip line in here into a float to top it off when it's not filled. I also need to put its overflow on. This did work great last year. And so that comes out right into here once I get it hooked up. Solenoid to keep it from leaking with the water pump, and the way it's set up, it will leak a little bit if you don't have the solenoid to turn it on and off. So this is all on that 12-volt solar. Anyways, runs up, the water gets pumped down and around back there. It has a couple spigots inside their coop you may see up there. I still got to put the door on. The solar system controls that actuator there for their door too. That every now and then is clicked on and scared the crud out of the chickens. They're coming around, so they got their feed and all that. So this lasts a while, so I don't really have to worry about the feed. Hey, little guys, what you doing? You running around in there? Of course, calcium. All right, let's head to the garden. Yeah, I don't know what I do. My wife tells us, so we want to do bees, and I am. I've just slowed down a little bit. My wife did make a good point in that I am so overwhelmed right now. Anyways, I'm getting better at getting organized on how I do things. Part of learning homesteading that I've found, because I'm just starting off and I'm sharing that, is most certainly learning how to organize yourself. It has been for me at least, and how to get things done in time. Now, I still work a full-time job. I'm not just a homesteader. The family, very active kids, and all that. And so, for me, it's learning how to do the different things. So this year, I'm getting a lot better at that. All right, cool. Let's head around. Oh, there's the chicken coop solar stuff. All right, Casey's Kid Cave. Casey Cafe is going to get its solar on camera here. I showed the greenhouse solar system. There's another little one over there we're not going to talk about. All right, so out here, we got radishes. These we can grow in succession, so they do great in this little pot. They also grow in about 28 days. These are just the little radishes, breakfast radishes. So we will pull these and replant. In here, we got carrots. These are coming in. This box stays pretty moist for whatever reason. And so the carrots do good in here. It also drains pretty well. And so we have some radishes up front as well. So that's what's going on in there. These will be succession things. Here's where we grow peanuts. Those are waiting to go. Over there, my wife has something, I'm not sure. These are all herbs and stuff. This is one plant we didn't do from seed. Most everything is from seed, but occasionally not. It's one that's coming back though. Actually, I'll leave that there. This is spearmint. And then over here is just flowers, lots of flowers. There's probably going to be more flowers. My wife's got a lot of things going on here. There, wasabi radishes. Ah, gotcha. So my wife's in here correcting me. That is wonderful. Lavender, we have a couple that we did grow from seed. They struggle a little bit here. I have 2 plants over on the other side of the garden, but I want a lot. This year, lavender and chamomile, we need a whole lot more than we had last year. So here's another lavender over here. All right. Now we'll go into the garden, spend a few minutes in there before I gotta go. So this bed here has peas. Peas are one thing we don't have a lot of luck with here. We never have. It goes too quickly from cold to hot in our season, our growing season, and it fluctuates too much at night. So it'll be 40 at night and 80 in the day easily. We struggle with peas a little bit. These ones I grew and transplanted. This is another plant that does not like that. It doesn't like its root system disturbed at all. I've seen, I think it is one of the guys I watch successfully does it. He grows his peas in a gutter and then just kind of slides the whole thing into the ground so that it doesn't get disturbed, and that works well. I may try that some year. We went ahead and direct sowed though all along here as well, so we'll see how that goes. And then my wife may point out, if she would, what we have planted up front here. Over here on the end, as soon as I hop off, this is something I will be doing before I go to work, is 2 Zapataco jalapenos. Those are there. You'll notice I plant things in different areas. That is to help in case pests kill some. I can see what areas they do better in and help develop my plan for next year. All those good things. Here we got some white sage. Yum, yum, yum. All right, oops, what's this? My phone told me something. I don't know what that was. Oh well, moving along. These front beds here are all full of different lettuces. I think there's like kales, lettuces, rainbow chard. All those types of things are up front here. In the back, we have tomatillos. A couple have been planted already. Some still need to be planted. So these are going to give us some wonderful green salsa and some other things like that we'll do with them. Next to it is 2 good rows in the back of a green okra. That one grows a little bit shorter, so it'll be good right there. And then the red okra goes a little bit taller. I read on the packages. I may be wrong, but I think that's what I read. Maybe I have that reversed. Anyways, we have a red okra that's going to be growing up front here. Let's plant them again after cook on. So I'm going to have to go back and read all these comments. It's kind of hard on my phone, but you guys comment away because I will go back and read. Here is going to go zucchinis. and a couple things like that. Those you need to give them a lot of space. They really spread out unless you're planting them the way we are. And so what we're going to do, we had some success last year, so we're going to do it again, is we're going to plant them in the cages, cut off a lot of the, real big excess leaves that they don't need, and grow them somewhat vertically, bunched together and up through here. So that's what we'll be doing with our zucchinis this year. And right in here, I think we're doing more of that. I'm not sure. Those will all be going in this week. Today, it was the last of our last frost. And so now is when everything is getting in the ground, besides some of the cooler weather stuff like you see. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. All right, so back here, these are a couple, this is the second year on these ones, so we might get something, but we got blueberry plants and a raspberry, I think, back in here, or two. And then in front of it is asparagus. This is the first year on asparagus, so whether we're gone or not, I don't know, we're planting as if we're going to be here and use it with these long-term things. It's not hard to do, and if we are here, then great, we have it. If we're not, someone else does. Anyhow, a couple years going before we have it will be asparagus. Coming right around in here, we have celeriac, carrots, and there'll be flowers and other things up in this bed. Coming in through here is where we have peppermint, spreads out all throughout here. I have a rosemary back there, a thyme, and a Greek oregano. So those will all spring back to life. They look gone, but they're not. The plants back here, these are Korean goji berries. And so it's their second year on those as well. And these are all from seed. Those are from seed as well. These came from Missouri. So Korean goji berries, second year, I might get something. And I do have the male and female of those ones. You need both. So that's awesome. I think this one here, I believe, is the male, and those two, I think, are the female on the sides. I could have that reversed. Excuse me. Mints will come all through the bottom. Okay, moving around. This is kind of pepper alley here. I love peppers, so there's a lot of them. These two here are serrano peppers. Those are going to go in. Moving through, we have 2 habaneros. I have 2 ghost peppers, and of all of these, I actually planted about a dozen of each of everything. So there's more in the greenhouse. Some of these I'm going to plant in pots too to see how they do. So this is just what I have here, not everything I have. But 2 habaneros, 2 ghosts, 2 apocalypse scorpion peppers. We'll see how those go. I love cayenne. I put cayenne in everything, and mixed with black pepper, it's absolutely amazing for the body. So slim red cayenne pepper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I probably have another dozen that are going to go elsewhere. All from seed. Yeah, awesome. These are Egyptian walking onions. If you guys haven't checked these out, these are cool. So a couple years in, we'll get a lot from these. You can use the stalks like green onions. They taste great. You could dig them up. They have bulbs like small onions, like little shallots almost, really good. Or they will grow their bulbs on top actually as well. And so you can pick those off and eat them. If you don't, the reason they're called walking onions is that bulb on top gets heavy and the plant falls over. And the bulb sits on the ground and it grows another plant. And those will walk, and eventually they'll take over this bed. So, but not this year. This is Casey's favorite grape plant, kind of coming back to life. This is the muscadine grape. Only one of this one here, but it does give us some. They never make it inside. Casey eats them all, or the birds. Hopefully they don't this year. And so coming around, this is one of our cool weather beds as well. This is our spinach bed actually, and we have a bunch of different spinaches in here. I think that one's actually might be a different lettuce, but spinach. We have a red spinach. Lots of spinach that we'll get in here. This we are gonna. One of our big goals this year is to preserve a lot more. We didn't preserve as much last year, so we are going to collect spinach, eat it, of course, freeze it, and do a couple other things with it. I also want to experiment with powders a little bit this year. Another 2 Zapataco peppers. This is something I'm not 100% sure about, but I think people can comment. I think that's what this is. So this is lemongrass here. Did really good last year. We got a ton off of it. I'm pretty sure this comes back every year. I think that's what that is, and not my ground cover. Maybe someone can tell me. If not, then I need to get some lemongrass planted in the greenhouse right away. I may do that anyways. Here's where I do some different lettuce. There's just a lettuce in there. It actually came back. I may continue this bed with lettuce. These 2 are tomato beds. So one of them will be this one without the trellis is going to be the determinate tomato bed. That will be more of our bush type tomatoes, and things will go in there, as well as basil. There's companion plants, flowers, and herbs and things that go in all of this. I'm not mentioning. I'm just running through it quickly, but my garden Oya, I'm going to get more of those. So this one will have indeterminate. They'll vine up. Ozark pink and a couple others, cherries. This we weren't sure what it was last year, but this is a lavender. It didn't do a lot last year, so hopefully this year it will. Another lavender. I had one back there too. A couple strawberries. These are a couple we did buy just to put in this bed. These are strawberries that have been here for a few years. And so protecting them from the birds this year is all we need to get a good harvest there. Okay, coming around inside. We got this here. I don't remember what that one was. All along the outside and inside the circle and up in here, kind of dense, we have bush beans. And then along every rope or post, we have pole beans. Pole beans grow a little different than your other vining things like snake gourd or loofahs. They don't have tendrils that come out and seek. They just wrap around. I learned that. And so when you plant them, you want to plant them at a base of a vertical line, and it will wrap all the way up. I might put some horizontal supports in there as well. Hey, Buster, good to see you. Coming around with peppers again. I do love them so much. We have California Wonders, 2 of them. I'm going to put another one in here maybe. And then I got to find pots or just places around the yard because I have a lot of extras. Those 2 back there are Hungarian yellow. And here are Datil peppers. Might put a few more. I don't want to get too dense because I do want to be able to get in there. This is a snake gourd, one of 3. So these are really prolific. I talk about them all the time. Snake gourds. And I think that actually pretty much concludes the tour. I did miss quite a few things, I know, and I'll think about later, but that's okay. I'm going to head over here with Farmer Casey, and we're going to chat for just a minute before I hop off and have to get to chores. You want to join me in the greenhouse? Yeah? Okay. Let me get the camera set up. I think I showed most things I wanted. All right. Let me turn this. Oh, where's my stand? Do you know where the camera stand is? No?
Huh?
Do you know where the camera stand is?
No.
No? Let's find the camera stand real quick. Okay. It should be standing up here. Where did I move it? It's right here. All right, come on in here with me. I know I missed a ton of comments. Thank you, Mr. Landfill. He says, awesome tour. And my wife helped me out. I also missed people in here. And then, of course, the people that watch in replay, I do apologize. So thank you guys for spending a little bit of your time with us. I'm sorry I missed some streams. Life has just been crazy as always, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And so, anything you want to say?
No.
No? We got a busy week, huh?
Yeah.
So you've been watering your, I didn't even show all of Casey's microgreens back here. He's been taken care of, right? And herbs and things. We have a lot of things we didn't show. Can we grab a couple? We'll have a sprig. Thank you. Right out of the greenhouse, microgreens.
Those aren't microgreens.
Oh, these aren't micro. Oh, they're bigger. They're just lettuce mix because it's bigger. Oh, look, I'm bleeding. Okay. You want to say the thing?
Stay strong and do the things.
Stay strong and do the things. Hey, you guys all have a great week. I'm going to commit, and I will do it sometime during the week. Even if it's short, a little pop-up live to get in a few things I haven't, just because I've been busy. I'm not sure when that will happen, but it'll happen somewhere. Look for that. Other than that, we'll see you at the end of the week or in your live streams, hopefully. You guys have a good day. Bye.